Welcome back. I'm Tim Adams with Tomato Productions, and last month we talked about helpful equipment that you might consider getting to produce your own content. But before you start producing your own content, we need to talk about some basic marketing fundamentals. So this week we're going to be talking about who are you? All right, so when we're marketing, okay, when we're trying to generate business for the products or services that we provide, if we don't know who we are, okay, what's our identity? What is it that makes us who we are as a business entity? What is it we stand for? What products or services do we provide? Why should somebody buy from us? What is it that we offer that nobody else does? You know, those kinds of basic questions are very important to answer, because if we don't know who we are and why we do what we do, then why should the viewer care about what we have to offer? So this goes into establishing trust by allowing your market to understand who you are and to develop a relationship with you so that they can like you, you know, and they can know you. So what we're talking about right now is that last piece, knowing you. Okay, so we can't, if you think about a dating relationship, okay, and let's say that I'm going out on a date, and when you go out on a date, you know, with somebody for the first time, you're kind of feeling each other out, you know, like, tell me more about you, because I'm going to use that information to determine whether I'm really, you know, interested enough in you to go on a second date, so on and so forth. So if you look at marketing like dating, okay, me as the customer, I'm looking at your company and saying, okay, who are you? You know, tell me more about yourself so that I can make a better and more informed decision moving forward. Okay, and if I can't answer that question as the business owner or the service provider or the product retailer, you know, whoever it is that I represent in that transaction, okay, as the seller, we'll just encompass all of that as the seller. As the seller, if I can't answer your basic questions about who are you, why should I trust you, what do you provide, and, you know, what's the value to me, then the likelihood of me trusting you with my money, or me trusting your product or your service with my money, is going to go way, way, way down. Because if you don't know your own identity, then there's a serious lack of trust that's going to be or there's a deficiency there. You know, there's a missing component in that trust relationship or that trust process that is going to be missing, which is going to sabotage that process. So it's very important that you know who you are. And this is where the idea of the elevator pitch, or, you know, being able to describe who you are and what you do in 30 seconds. Okay, and I would really encourage you, if you've not been able to do that, if you've not sat down and figured out exactly, you know, the answers to those questions, so that, you know, the idea is you get in an elevator with somebody and you've got 30 seconds, if that, to pitch them on who you are and what you do and how you can help them. All right. So an example of that would be, my name is Tim Adams, I'm with Tomato Productions, and we help businesses solve marketing problems using video. Okay, so that would be a very concise version, like a 10-second, maybe even a 5-second elevator pitch, because, you know, the fast-paced nature that we're operating at these days is such that you've got to be able to grab people and explain who you are, where you're coming from, what you do, and how you can help them very, very quickly, you know. So I would encourage you to practice that. You know, who are you? What do you do? And just focus on those two. You know, if you can use that as part of this is who I am, you know, your identity, then you're already creating a very strong foundation for marketing yourself and your business in the future. And, you know, if you're a salesperson, you kind of get this already. This is part of, you know, your training. It's part of your experience. These are marketing basics that we're covering this month. So if you struggle to market yourself and figuring out how do I do that, then this month's content is for you. So go ahead and, you know, write it out. This is who I am. Because when we write things, they tend to stick with us a lot more indelibly than, say, well, I'm going to create this in my head and I'm just going to trust that I'm going to remember it. So write it down somewhere. Drill it into your brain. Practice in front of the mirror. Practice with your family or your friends. Let them critique you and say, hey, what you're saying is really good, but what's on your face doesn't match what you're saying, or the body language that you have is not matching what you're saying. Those little critiques, those little adjustments can be hugely significant in establishing trust and also coming across in an authentic and real way. So hope that was helpful for you. Stick around for next week, where we're going to talk about what problems do you solve. Thanks for watching.